Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is another weird one, and they are going to be weird for a few weeks until we establish ourselves into a new normal as we move and transition. If you guys have not been following the live streams, I've not hit it on a regular video. I'm transitioning out of the sticks and bricks apartment and into a mobile moving customized van as a home and as a office and as a portable place to do things. And so we are transitioning into this. So we will have a little bit of a learning curve as we move on. The streams will be at 720p. I will still upload the videos at 1080p. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive on into the business news recorded a few days later than I usually do. So first, we're starting with Consumer Reports. They're launching a broadband together nationwide search for the truth about your internet service. So Consumer Reports would really like to see your bill, and hopefully they will probably tell us enough information that we already knew, and maybe it will be good enough to tell the rest of the world what is, what's going on in the world. Tell Congress, tell people in various different places how bad it is. I know all you people over in EU, Australia, like Norway, like you guys up there in like Moscow or other places in Russia north of the Arctic Circle are laughing at the silliness and stupidity of America's internet. This is not because of capitalism. This is because cronyism. And those are two completely different things. And so with that, they are launching a broadbandtogether.org so Consumer Reports can analyze the cost, quality, and speeds that are being delivered to people in communities across the United States. Put it to you this way, guys. While I am recording this at 720p, it is not because we lack upload. My upload in this customized van is 10 times higher than the upload speeds I had in my office with Comcast. That's insane. And so with that, what we see is they just want to see how bad it is out there. Now, speaking of being mobile and in a van, AT&T has Unlimited Elite. So I am running this one off of a Verizon network. And the reason I am is because I can get the most consistent internet in more places with Verizon. I'm still hunting to see if anybody can provide just a SIM card. I have to run my internet here to get good internet like I have. I'm actually running off of an IoT modem, and I'm running the IoT modem directly into the pfSense router, and it's an amazing piece of geekdom that I will show you guys on the channel another time. But despite having unlimited internet, I have 30 gigabytes of unlimited internet. If you can figure out how to get 30 gigabytes of unlimited internet, unlimited AE Infinity is greater than 30. But what they do is you can use all the internet you want, but after 30, it just goes into the super duper slow lane, and you will think that you went through a time warp and are now 1995 running off of a 14.6 baud rate modem. But with AT&T, you can pay even more. In fact, I even asked for it. Can I pay you more money to have more internet speed? No, we can't figure out how to do that because we're morons. Oh well, I guess that happens. But AT&T has figuring this out. You can pay them more money to get more data at the high rate. So maybe this is good news because if AT&T is doing it, then maybe Verizon will do it soon too. Or even maybe, I can find a provider that will provide me a SIM card that will work with my IoT router or modem here, and I can get off of Verizon again. Because I'll tell you what, Mint Mobile, still the way to go. Still the way to go. Mint Mobile, I think I'm paying $160 for the entire year. Verizon's like $100 a month. Ugh. But if I want good mobile internet on the road, I can do that. And no, I'm not hotspotting on a phone. I'm not using a little wee Wi-Fi pack. I'm sorry. I have greater needs for the internet than that. I am sitting right here doing all of the same stuff I did for my home office Every bit of it, with the pfSense router, running into a network switch, running into a gigabit internet, running into a NAS, running into a web server. We're doing all that kind of stuff right here. Unfortunately, it's Verizon forces me to do that. But anyway, with AT&T, you can get more. Unfortunately, AT&T does not work in as many places. U.S. cracks down on fulfilled by Amazon, citing sales of 400,000 plus hazardous items. I can contend. You know that nice little ambient light generator that I used to have behind me? It blew up last week. I was just trying to turn it on. And then I actually had about 30 seconds to get it into the bathroom, into a sink. And it didn't make it quite that far. And 3 weeks before moving out of an apartment, it burnt the floor. Crappy crap on Amazon. So, no more ambient light generator. I wish I'd had it. I'd throw some nice lights on behind me, but no, it exploded into a fireball. I've only had it for 6 months. And so they're talking about CO2 detectors that don't detect CO. That's kind of problematic. Like, I have a diesel heater in here. I really want my CO detector to be detecting CO. Hair dryers without electrocution risks, like no fuses, stuff like that. This is why, guys, I really don't like buying a lot of things on Amazon, but unfortunately, I don't have a lot of choice. Because half the things I needed for doing my build out here is not available anywhere else. It's like, I want to spend money. Too bad, jerk. That's what I hear. But the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission filed a complaint against Amazon over the sale of hundreds of thousands of hazardous products, including carbon monoxide detectors that fail to detect carbon monoxide, hair dryers without required protection from shock and electrocution, and flammable sleepwear meant for children. That's all I need. What are we doing? Sacrificing our children to Moloch? Into the flames, my child! No. So dangerous products were offered by third parties using Fulfilled by Amazon program, in which Amazon stores products in its warehouse, ships them to consumers, and takes a sizable cut from the proceeds. Oh boy. The administrative complaint alleges Amazon hasn't taken enough responsibility for dangerous third-party products that it ships via Fulfilled by Amazon. And so let's see. It charges that specific products are defective and pose serious risk of injury or death to consumers, and that Amazon is legally responsible to recall them. The announcement said the named products include 24,000 faulty carbon monoxide detectors that fail to alarm, numerous children's sleepwear garments, all in violation of flammable fabric safety standards, risking burn injuries to children, and nearly 400,000 hair dryers sold without required immersion protection devices that protect them against electrocution. Great, that's all I need. I accidentally dropped my hair dryer in the sink. They're supposed to have fuses to prevent that from happening. Yeah. So that's exciting. Well, Google Meet. No longer will you have your free long-term internet if you want to, or not internet, conference. If you want to have conference limits, limitless conferences, you are going to have to pay us. Pay Google. So in light of the coup driving all communications online, free Google Meet users with personal Gmail accounts could take advantage of group calls without duration limits over the past year. The benefit ended the start of this month, and Google has detailed a new limitation. It became available for all users in April of 2020. Google said it wouldn't enforce the 60-minute limits on calls until September 30th. Deadline for a group of calls that could run all day long was later extended into March 31st and again to June 30th. Google did not bump it up before July, and free Gmail users now have to live with one key group meet limit. Calls with 3 or more participants are limited to 60 minutes. 55 minutes, everyone gets a notification that the call is about to end. All right. So no more of any of that. Next, Microsoft fails to provide Windows 10 VM images for developers. The update, this has been fixed, but what was actually going on here, is the images, and I believe the security key images were not renewed, and you could do some things with developer tools at Microsoft, but not for VM. Let's see, what was it? 5 days. Okay. Why is Microsoft taking 5 days and counting to upload fresh developer VM images for non-Hyper-V platforms? So specifically VM, so VMware. So it's like, I guess if you're using VMware or whatever. They're conspicuously missing for complete hypervisors, VMware, Parallels, and even VirtualBox. So if you're doing Windows development stuff, it's one more thing. Guys, we still are getting too many people testing it. We've already laid off the entire QA team. We still have too many people testing Windows. No, we need to kick all you people off so we don't hear about the bugs, so we just push all of this stuff off into the world. Come on, guys. That's what we're supposed to do. So there we have it, folks. There we have it. That is now fixed. You can now grab your things. So, however that's worth. Microsoft puts PCs in the cloud with Windows 365. So this is a new web browser-based cloud PC service that you can use with Windows 10 or Windows 11 in a web browser. So you can jump on there, you can log into your computer, you can do all of the fun things, and now everything you control is on Microsoft servers. So that's kind of what they are doing. Windows 365 is a new service that will let businesses access cloud PCs from anywhere, streaming a version of Windows 10 or Windows 11 in a web browser. While virtualization and remote access to PCs has existed for more than a decade, Microsoft is betting on Windows 365 to offer cloud PCs to businesses just as they shift toward a mix of office and remote work. This is like the stupidest idea. Have you guys not been paying attention to how bad the internet is here in America? I mean, great. I'm going to access my Windows computer from a web browser. Excuse me, I'm going to go off myself in the woods. No. Windows 365 will work on any modern web browser or through Microsoft's remote desktop app, allowing users to access their cloud PC from a variety of devices. Windows 365 provides an instant on-boot experience, according to, what is that name? Is it Wangy McKelvey? You must hate your parents. A general manager for Microsoft 365. This instant access lets workers stream their Windows sessions with all of the same apps, tools, data, and settings across Macs, iPads, Linux machines, and Android devices. You can pick up right where you left off because the state of your cloud PC remains the same even when you switch your devices. Wonderful. That's all we need. Microsoft having more. Oh, is this a price? What is this? Windows 365 is only for businesses right now. Sorry, all you consumer plebs. It's easy to imagine a future where Microsoft could offer more powerful PC computing to consumers directly in a browser. A startup called Mighty is offering a $30 a month web browser that lives in the cloud, designed to offer better web experience on older laptops and PCs. Okay. Depending on what you're doing with some of that. Well, if you want to help support the channel, and since I am actually recording this from a writers' conference, I just seemed right to promote my science fiction novel. So Synaptergy, you can have a look over at synaptergy.com or tlm.li/s. And this is a science fiction dystopia novel. I accidentally said it was a nonfiction today, and then I said, well, the way the world's going, it might be soon anyway. You can actually come down here, click on this button over here. You can read the entirety of Chapter 1, see if it hooks you in. If you allow SoundCloud to load, then you can actually listen to the first 5 minutes of the book there. And then there are options on where you can buy the book. There might be other places to buy it as well. This list was compiled about a year ago when the book was first released. So anywhere where you buy books online, you can go ahead and find it. I have print books, ebooks, and audiobook editions of Synaptergy. So you can have a look at that if you would like to help support the channel. And let's go ahead and move on into Sillyville, shall we? A plane carrying Biden's press corps was about to take off and then cicadas swarmed. Does anyone else think that we're living in Exodus? If you guys also didn't notice, last week, lightning apparently destroyed a George Floyd memorial in, I think it was Cincinnati. Was it Cincinnati? Somewhere in Ohio. Honestly, we've been venerating that guy. whatever you think of the circumstances surrounding him, he was not an upstanding citizen. We've been venerating him more than the Virgin Mary, and I think I got sick of it. And now we have the president. His plane is stopped by a swarm of cicadas. Let's see, that's 2 of the 10 plagues. Any more gonna come? Anyway, well, you guys that like to pirate your games, which I do not recommend. I don't even know the beginnings of pirating video games. But for those that do pirate video games, apparently, if you pirate Capcom video games, they seem to play better. The crack for the game seems to remove stuttering from Capcom PC games. I wouldn't recommend it. This is a really good way to get viruses, but anyway, it happens. Capcom, maybe fix your games so they play better without the crack. I don't know. Although I thought, I'd start hearing the word pirate, I'm thinking the Kraken is coming. Oh boy. Well, iPhone's native weather app becomes inaccurate at 69 degrees. There is some debate. Is this weird rounding? Or is this Apple having an aversion to, yeah, that? And there's speculation on either side. Some people say, well, it's just trying to round up to the nearest degree. But it is pulling data from the Weather Channel. Pulling data from the Weather Channel as it is doing, pulling data from Weather Channel as it is doing. Weather Channel doesn't seem to have a problem with rounding, but for some reason, if you get to 69 degrees, it does not record 69 degrees. It just goes all wonky on you instead. So let's see. Apple's weather app, at least on the current version, won't show temperature 69 for some reason. So here is, this looks like an Apple. What is this? Anyway, so here's the Apple device. That does still look like an Apple device. I'm guessing that's an Android device of some form or another. I don't know. I'm not up on my phones. It has a bevel. It has a notch. I don't want to look at it. So I don't know what it is. You guys can tell me. There we go. Engagement challenge. What is this phone on the left? That must be one of the Samsungs, or is that a Pixel? I don't know. Whatever. But anyway, if it's 69 there, it's 70 over here, and they're pulling their data from the same thing. There's speculation, looking at the conversions. I'm going to get really good at this because all the thermostats I have in here, they're all in Celsius. I don't know what temperature is in here in Fahrenheit. I can tell you though that it is 28 degrees Celsius where I am right now. Let's see. But anyway, if you are running iOS and you have the mystical mastical band temperature, it may not actually work right. Well, Twitter accidentally gave its blue tick verification badge to 6 fake accounts, surprising probably nobody. I'm not sure there's too many brain cells among verified Twitter users either, so whatever. We haven't really lost much. They've long assured people its verification of accounts guarantees that the person operating them is genuine, but it seems the system is infallible. The company admitted it accidentally awarded the blue tick to 6 fake accounts within a few weeks after reintroducing the public verification program. So here's actually some nice lists. Number of followers, following, number of tweets, likes, creation date. Yeah, looks fake to me. 976 accounts were all part of an AstroTurf botnet consisting of at least 1,212 accounts. Network is split into followers, which follow the aforementioned verified accounts, as well as other members of the botnet. There you have it, folks. Might have malicious or bribed insider. Something that happened at IG, paid up by spammers in that case. So anyway, there you have it, guys. Watch out for those Twitter verifications. And closing out our Sillyville, it is Microsoft again, as Microsoft threatens to resurrect Clippy as an Office emoji. They want 20,000 likes in return for Clippy, and it got them. They actually got 30,000 likes, but they have been coy as to whether or not Clippy shall return. So here's actually, there's GIF. I guess this is maybe what it might look like. I can say that this emoji is better than one of the other approved emojis for the 2021 group, and that would be a pregnant man. Not included here. I probably should have included here, but I did verify it this afternoon. It's just too late to, found it too late in the day to include it in the news. Maybe we'll put it, in fact, it's this week's news, so I'll go ahead and put it in next week's news. You guys can read all about it. But we do have a new 2021 emoji that is a pregnant man. Not a man with a pot belly. It is called the pregnant man. Because we all know that XY chromosomes put together can both lactate and produce babies. With that, guys, thank you for watching this edition of the Weekly News Roundup, and we will be almost back to a regular schedule by the end of the week, although it will be slightly revised. With that, thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.